see that was his throne name, as they call Ramses from Ramesu, is now under the ram, symbolizes Amen. 2,000 years ago, our ancestors worshipped Amen, and his symbol was the ram because the sun was in the constellation of Aries. I show this because let's go to Christian art, and you see the ram in the European Roman Christian art. Why is that ram in their Christian art? Because they were deifying and worshiping Amen. Is this animal worship here? If they have the animal ram represented as Amen in their art, and it's not animal worship, why they come into Kemet and say animal worship and pagan and heathen and polytheism and all these other type of negative terms? Let's look at this.
Ray Hagen,
you also go and look at and see the ram or the lamb over, as you see a Roman character of a Jesus here, it looks like. But when you look at that figure with the ram or the lamb over the shoulders, it was taken from Kemet when I showed you when the ram or the lamb in ancient Kemet, where the king became one with Amen and the Zoot type was the ram. But let's go over 4,000 years ago to the tomb of Meroruka. The tomb of Meroruka of the 6th dynasty over 4,000 years ago, that existed thousands of years ago on your reliefs in the books in stone with the ram or the lamb around his head long before the Roman art. There's a couple reliefs that I want to point out to you just to evoke some thought, because a lot of things I'm going to do is to evoke some thought, to give you some ideas, concepts that were here long before the Western world was even in existence. Meroruka, Mastaba Meroruka, and this is Teti. And Meroruka is the Grand Vizier, or the Tajeti for Teti. All right? So that's very important. So I'm going to show you, yeah, the Tajeti. He's a Tajeti. That means Vizier for Teti. Okay. We'll leave an opening in case people have to walk through there. Let's show you here, as you see the priest with the ram around his neck. But when we look at Leonardo da Vinci's artwork, you see Leonardo da Vinci's artwork with the lamb or ram around his neck. You can see where the origin of that came from. But this is carved in Meroruka's tomb over 4,000 years ago, long before Leonardo da Vinci's European image of the Jesus that you see right here. But even when you look at the European Jesus, let's go see where Leonardo da Vinci copied his European Jesus from. This is one of the oldest pictures I found of Jesus, and it's in England, with the lamb or ram around his shoulders, as you see with this relief, goes back over 4,000 years ago, where you are now in Meroruka's tomb, to see that this was an ancient spiritual concept. These were the priests who went to school for 40 years.
Look at the Black Panther by his feet. That's why I tell you, this is Yeshua. This is who they stole the whole Jesus story from. This is the black militant. His name was Yeshua Ben Panthera with the Black Panther. This is the first takeoff of what we call the Black Panther. Now, he was a shepherd with the good crook. Okay, the same incarnation of the god Asar came back as Yeshua after Asar in Haru. And you can see his pet of choice was a Black Panther down there on the ground. Ancient statue that they had hid somewhere in Europe. As Raquazi went there and got a chance to get it from the brother that was a caretaker in there, he showed it to him. He took a picture of it. They keep this stuff hid from us because they stole all our history and plagiarized it. There you see it as a relief in stone. That's what I say about us. Our stuff is always in stone. They give you sketches that they done drew.
So you see this as ancient African origin of the lamb and the ram that's equated with European Christianity and also with the Christ, but they never show you this. I can't say use the word Jesus because that's Greek, but I would have to use the African Hebrew word, and that's Yeshua that you see right here. But the emphasis I want to put on the fact that this is carved in stone, brothers and sisters, thousands of years ago, that ends up in Western European Christianity today. But here's the black man.
Look it up here. All the stones they stole out of the wall and chipped them out so they can hide our ancient soul heritage to this whole teaching of how the universe works. They plagiarized it all from us. Went in there and cut stuff out of the wall so you wouldn't be able to see the proof of who brought us all the stories of day Jesus and all the shit they done plagiarized from us and built their existence in the world as imposter kings off of stealing our knowledge from us.
And that they never show you that Leonardo da Vinci copied it directly from African people, that it was thousands of years before Leonardo da Vinci. You see it on the temples of Africa.
So your Jesus Christ
This
is a
is one of
phony.
the sculptures of Europeans of Jesus as a good shepherd with the lamb around his head. But when I went to England, to the museum, the brother saw me with all the equipment and he said, "Brother, what are you all about?" I said, "I'm here to document our story. You got anything in here?" He said, "I'll help you out." He took me in the back room where the tourists don't go. And you know what he showed me? Where they copied it from right here.
Look at that.
Oh, yes, brothers and sisters, huh? It's time for the liberation of your mind now. Huh? This is what they got locked up in the museum in England right now today, showing the true African Jesus right